You know that feeling when a habit or a fear or just some old pattern is holding you back? That feeling of being totally stuck, like you're running the same loop over and over again. You know you want something different, but you just can't figure out how to get there? Well, let's dive into a story about what that change can actually look like.
So picture someone, maybe a lot like you, who's in that exact spot. They've tried all sorts of things to move past a personal challenge, but nothing really sticks. And the frustration, it's real. It feels like hitting this invisible wall that you just can't seem to break through on your own.
Then, one night, they're just scrolling online, and they stumble across this idea: virtual hypnotherapy. And at first, it seems kinda out there. I mean, the idea of tackling this deeply personal thing from the comfort of their own couch, it's intriguing for sure. It really makes them wonder, hey, could this actually work?
Okay, but let's be real, there's obviously some skepticism. The word hypnosis just conjures up these wild images from movies and stage shows, right? Clucking like a chicken, losing total control. So it's only natural to be a little wary and wonder if this is legit or if it's all just for show.
And this is where we really need to separate fact from fiction. On the left, you've got the myth, mind control, being asleep, all that entertainment stuff from stage shows. But on the right, that's the reality of therapeutic hypnosis. It's all about a state of deep focus where you are completely aware and in control, and it's used specifically for making positive changes.
So here's the thing. This is actually a totally natural state of mind. Have you ever been driving and suddenly realized you're almost home, but don't really remember the last few miles? Or gotten so lost in a good book that the world around you just disappears? That's it. That's the state. Therapeutic hypnosis simply helps you get there on purpose, so you can have a direct chat with your subconscious, the part of your mind running all those automatic habits and beliefs.
Now, this might actually surprise you, but online sessions can be just as effective, and sometimes even more so. And why is that? Because the single most important ingredient for this to work is your comfort. When you're in your own safe, private space, you can relax so much faster and deeper. And that's the whole foundation for the process. Plus, no commute, no waiting rooms. It's all just focused, personal work from where you feel safest.
So the person in our story decides to book a free consultation. And it turns out the first session itself is way less mysterious than they probably imagined.
The whole journey is completely tailored to you. It all starts with a simple, relaxed conversation about what you're hoping to achieve. Then you're gently guided into that state of deep relaxation. And this is the magic part. That's when new positive patterns can be introduced to your subconscious. And just to be super clear, you are always aware and totally in control the entire time.
So what happens after the session? Well, for the person in our story, they felt a real tangible shift. It's so important to remember this is their personal reported experience because everyone's journey is going to be unique.
Think about that. That old pattern, the one that felt like an unbreakable wall, now just feels distant. He reports that the habit that used to have so much power now just seems kind of irrelevant. For some people, that shift happens right away, this amazing feeling of lightness and clarity. For others, it's a little more gradual, like the new way of thinking just settles in over the next few days.
And all of this brings us to you. We just walked through one person's story, but the reason it probably hits home is that feeling of being stuck is something we all get. So it's worth asking, what could your path forward look like?
So if any part of this story just rang a bell for you, if you've been looking for a different way to tackle a challenge, maybe the next step isn't some huge commitment. Maybe it's just getting curious.
It's really just an opportunity to ask your own questions with no pressure at all and to find out if this is an approach that feels right for you. You might consider reaching out to Daniel Olson at the Orlando Hypnosis Center just to learn a little bit more.
Real change so often begins with just a little bit of curiosity. If you're ready to explore what that could mean for you, this is a great place to start.